Hi, I'm Lauren.
And I'm Kristyna.
And this is our podcast, Let's Chew the Fat. Hello.
Hello.
We're back for another episode, and today we're going to talk about all of the things that studying abroad or moving abroad taught us. So a little bit of a more positive one, which is going to be nice. And as always, we're going to take a look back at this past week.
Yes. I'm doing an old school paper and pen just because we're filming with my phone.
Yeah.
Let's start with Saturday because we went to get bagels with your dad and some friends.
And my sister.
Ian, we're mentioning you.
Yes, shout out.
You didn't forget.
Yes, because my sister was visiting, and she really wanted to get bagels. I mean, she was very excited. So we all met up there and we went and got bagels. And Kristyna, yeah, you also haven't had them in a while.
I've been there only once, I think.
Yeah. So, it was a big event. So we did that on Saturday, and it was super nice. On Sunday...
Well, let's not forget
what?
The sad thing that happened to us.
Oh my God, I would like to forget. Right.
I would like to forget, but unfortunately...
Yeah, I feel like we've mentioned this in a lot of podcast episodes in the past because we've been looking forward to this for months, which is why it's so sad. But we were supposed to go to a Louis Capaldi concert Saturday night.
Yeah.
It got canceled pretty last minute, like Friday evening. And we were super disappointed because I can't explain enough, like how much we were looking forward to this concert.
Yeah.
And it was really disappointing.
It was sad.
Yeah.
But we got over it. Well, still a little bit. It's there, but it's okay.
Yeah.
So in the end, after bagels, I went home. You went to get a drink.
Yeah.
And then Sunday was exciting.
Oh, wow.
Did you forget?
Sunday was exciting.
On Sunday, I feel like we've mentioned this a couple of times too, that it's like supposed to happen. And I signed up for a school event, which was basically a run competition.
A marathon.
Yes, as we love to call it. Yes, so there were 2 categories, 5-kilometer one and a 10-kilometer one. I am not crazy, so I signed up for the 5-kilometer one.
The marathon. I looked up how long a marathon actually is, and I think it's like 40 kilometers or something like that. So not a marathon, but still.
You love to call it marathon. So I ran the 5-kilometer one. It was fun. Like, I signed up to be a part of something from the university, to try something new.
And to get a credit.
Not forget. I was going to get to that part. Because if you're doing a sport from the university, you need to do something else to get a credit, which in my opinion is a little bit stupid, but it's okay. And it was great. It was stressful because I did not expect that amount of people who are really into it, literally runners, ready to go. So that was a little bit scary, but I just ran how I wanted and I finished it and it was great.
Yeah.
What was your experience?
My sister and I had the time of our lives. We went just to the start of the race and then ran back to see her one more time, and then we had to leave because we had to go to a soccer match, I guess. But it was so much, it was a beautiful day. I cannot explain it. It was a beautiful day, sunny, and it was just such a nice, so many people. I wasn't expecting that many people. I wasn't expecting that many, different kinds of people. I thought it would just be students. But there were families with, small children. There were elderly people. There was everything. And then the people took it very seriously, who were very scary. But, yeah, it was super nice, too.
Yeah, it was a really, really nice day. Weather-wise.
Yeah, exactly.
And then a lot of things were happening. It was really nice. I want to mention, because the run, at the end, it made me emotional. I told you yesterday, because after we finished the 5-kilometer one, there was still a good amount of people that stayed there at the finish line for the 10-kilometer one. And they were guys, and when they were finishing, they would get their kids, their wives or something would hand them their kids, and they would run to the finish line together, and it was so cute. And it just made me emotional. And then there was also like a kids race, I guess. There were tiny children.
It's a whole event like in
It
Getafe,
is.
yeah.
It is. And they were so cute. And the thing is, I would love to volunteer for this specific event, but I also want to do the run again, like in the fourth year.
That's a problem.
So what do I do? Yeah.
I want to do the Zumba thing in the beginning. They had like a Zumba warm up.
True.
I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then afterwards, my sister and I went to the soccer match, as I said before, because my dad and like a couple of his friends, they go from like football match to football match. I don't know enough about football, but it's not like the high leagues. It's still like low leagues, like the small groups in all around the Comunidad of Madrid, basically. So we went to that again, just beautiful because it was a beautiful day. Afterwards, we went and got drinks. Then we went and got Chinese food, and it was super nice. We went to Pinto, which I love Pinto personally. I swear to God, you would love it too.
What is there? Because I've heard you mention it so many times. Like yesterday when we went on a little trip, you were like, oh, Pinto, Pinto. And I'm like, what is it? Like, how far is it? What is there?
It's like, well, I went to Villa de Bajo, and then it's like 15 minutes from there. So
By
it's
train?
like further down, yes, yes, further down south than Getafe. Like it's a bit far away from the center. But it's just like Getafe basically. It's smaller.
Okay.
But it's just a little like town outside of
Okay,
Madrid.
maybe I'll go someday. But
I love it because they had like this like park in the middle where they had a little flea market. There were a bunch of cafes. There were a bunch of kids. Like, and it was a sunny day, so everybody was like out doing stuff. And I just liked the whole like feel of it.
Okay,
Basically.
I'll go. I'll go. Yeah, and then during the week, I had a lot of sports this week. When I think about it, I did a lot. I had 3 days of bodycross in a row. Before that, I had the run. Then yesterday, we did a lot of walking. So that was a little bit crazy. But it was fun. In paddle.
Yeah.
We played paddle on Wednesday, which was amazing.
The same day as bodycross. Yeah, it was so much fun. We finally managed. Like, we've been wanting to do this more often for like a year now, let's be honest. And we finally managed to like do it again, and now we want to do it like regularly, hopefully.
Yes.
No, we will.
We will.
And yeah, it was so much fun because again, beautiful day. I mean, the weather has
there was a lot of falling of our friend.
Yes. Her shoes for some
gave
reason.
up.
Not great.
No, but I really missed it. I just love the sport because, like ever since I was a kid, I was kind of like interested in tennis, but it was always for us, it was like this what's the word?
Unattainable?
Yeah, unattainable because it's kind of expensive, and there weren't, at least back then when I was a kid and I wanted to play, there weren't like as many, I don't know, clubs or like,
I loved
you basically
it too, but
have to have a personal trainer or something.
Never considered starting it because I was just like, that's not a possibility.
Yeah. So I never did that, but paddle is like very similar. Plus it has like the cool thing where you can like play the ball off of a wall and stuff like that.
I don't think it's that cool.
I mean, to me it seems very cool because especially like if you watch videos, for example, on Instagram or YouTube, like how the professionals do it.
Yesterday in Zumba, I watched people like outside playing, and with them it looked really cool because they were super like with us when the wall bounces off the wall, we're like panic mode. Yeah. And they were so relaxed and they just like continue playing as if nothing had happened. So in that case, agreed.
Yeah, so
I still like that it's for people. Like, it's kind of cool. It's like a little group activity.
Yes. And then yesterday, well, let's mention quickly just Thursday because we had our spreadsheet online class moved back. Or no, back if it's later or
forward. It basically started when it was supposed to. It ended when it was supposed to start.
Yeah. So we had this like whole hour and a half, maybe even more, like hour and 45 minutes of free time, and we were on campus because we had another class afterwards. So we just went outside because it was sunny, and we just read and talked. Oh, we figured out new ideas for the podcast. So we're going to tell you in the end.
We'll mention those later.
But we were reading for like an hour in the sun. It was amazing. I loved it so much. And then yesterday
was a very exciting day because we went to the center of the Iberian Peninsula. Like the geographical center. Like,
I think for you, this is the highlight of the semester, maybe of the year.
Honestly, it might be. No, like, it's so cool. Like, I found this place right when I moved to Madrid because I was stuck in Getafe. And I was like, what the hell can I do in Getafe? Because I didn't know anything. And this place came up, but somehow I never went. I don't know. So then I remembered when I was going down to Pinto, like, because you go by super close on the train. And I was like, we need to do this. So we went there, Sophia, Kristyna, and I. And I mean, it has historical meaning too. It's not just a geographical center. There's like 3 different churches. There's statues.
There was so much of everything. Like I did not expect it at all because I saw in the pictures that there was supposed to be like this monument. And I thought that's all that it's going to be there. But it's so much more.
Like it has historical meaning, religious meaning, and most importantly, geographical center of the Iberian Peninsula. Of course. And it was so much fun. I mean, we walked there, so it was like in the end. Well, I mean, it took us a while because we went back to Lidl.
Yeah, at first we wanted to take the bus from Getafe, but we just missed it. And then another one was supposed to come in 30 minutes. So we were like, let's walk. And it took us like 45 minutes, which was nice. We were like, we were fast. And then we were like, but we want to get the snacks. Because we wanted to go to Lidl because that's where this bus was supposed to. We were supposed to get off the bus there. But we were just walking. Then we realized. So we had to walk 20 minutes back to Lidl. Yeah. And then again, 20 minutes to the spot. So we basically walked twice as much.
In the end, it took us a really long time to get there because then we also had to walk through a park and there was a playground. We got distracted by the playground. We got distracted by like the sports fitness equipment. We got distracted by a lot of things, but it was, the journey was part of it.
Yes. Yeah.
Also, the walk was not beautiful at all. Like it was through the whole like industrial part of / military part of Getafe. But, now we saw that part too.
Exactly. We know all the parts of...
Yeah.
Well, not all.
No,
not but quite. A good amount of...
Yeah.
Getafe. So it was a really nice trip because, again, it was really nice weather. And we got... because underneath, like, the monument and, like, the top of the quote-unquote hill, there's just, like, trees. And it almost looks like a forest. Yeah. And... we went there because we bought the snacks, so we were like, let's just have like a mini picnic here. And the grass was so green. Like it almost looked fake.
Yeah, it was like the most green grass I've ever seen in Madrid, I think. Because usually it's a bit dried out. And it really just looked like we were in nature. Like if you block out the sound of the highway, like it really felt like we were like somewhere out in nature. That was beautiful.
Today, we're going to talk about what studying abroad has taught us in these almost 2 years, for you, technically 3. Because lately we've been focusing on the hardships more of this. And we wanted to talk about the positive things again. So let's do it.
Yes.
Do you want to start?
Sure.
Do you have a list or something? Because I don't.
I have a very broad list.
Okay.
Like, don't worry. Nothing crazy. The first one is very like basic. I feel like everybody experiences this, but for me it's like one of the most important things, I think, which is that I'm capable of doing a lot more things than I thought. And specifically capable of doing a lot more things than I thought, like by myself. Because I feel like when I came here, like I wasn't used to being by myself. I wasn't used to doing things by myself. I had always, like, I lived with my family. I was always with my family. I always had this, like, support system around me, basically. And when I moved here, especially because of COVID, I had to spend a lot of time by myself because I do have my dad here, but, like, I was, like, locked into Las Margaritas or I was locked into Getafe. So I did spend a lot of time just by myself. And through that, I think I learned, one, to, like, spend time by myself and not absolutely hate it, you know, to, like, kind of make the most out of time that I have by myself, too. And, two, I learned, that, like, I'm capable of doing even just the smallest things by myself, like going to, like having a nice day, going to a museum, going to restaurants, stuff like that. But then also, like, traveling by myself, like getting around Madrid by myself, finding an apartment by myself, all of those, like, bigger things too.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's kind of the same. I would maybe, like, quote unquote, name it as, like, independence. Because, I mean, I think I was pretty independent even before I moved here. Like, I could take care of myself. I didn't need my parents to be by my side constantly. But it's still, like, completely different when you actually move abroad and you're actually really forced to take care of yourself in any situation. If it is food, where literally you will not have food if you don't go out and grocery shop. You won't have food if you don't cook for yourself. Or, I don't know, being sick, for example. That's a
huge thing.
That is a huge thing. That was a big shocker for me. Was it? I can't remember if it was in May when we have COVID or I was sick. I think I was sick once before that.
Okay.
I don't think it was like multiple days or anything. I think it was just like 1 or 2 days where I felt awful. And all of a sudden, like, it felt way more scary. And not because, I don't know, it's just weird not having your parents around me, especially because we weren't living together.
Yeah.
Because, like, now at least we know, like, we have each other and, like, we could help each other out. But, like, when you're by yourself, you're like, oh my God, like, what if I need to eat and I can't even get up to get food and stuff like that? So that is kind of scary, and you just have to somehow, like, manage. And I didn't think about this ever before, like, ever. And I don't even think I needed my parents back home when I was sick. I mean, when I was a kid, yeah, but, you know, from like 14 or something.
I think you need them, like, indirectly, like, in the sense of you'll always have food in the house. You'll always, like, if you don't have the energy to cook, you can ask them, can you cook me some soup? Or, like, if you don't have the energy to, like, go out and grocery shop, they will do it for you. So I think it's those small things that you don't really think about.
Yeah.
Like, they're not by your bed, like, feeding you medicine and feeding you stuff, but still.
And you know that, like, if it gets, like, really bad or something, you know that they're there and they can help you or
they
something.
They can drive you to the doctor. Even that thing, like, when I felt super awful in November of last year, I think, and my mom was like, I think you have to go to, like, the emergency room. Like, I had to take public transport, obviously, and I was like, I don't know, like, I feel super weak. Like, what if I faint in the public transport? Like, I was super, like, scared to take the metro to the hospital. And that's also something, like, at home, like, you'd, like, somebody would drive you, you know, you wouldn't think about it twice. If you feel awful, you get in the car, you go to the hospital. So stuff like that. Also,
I want to quickly mention that, like, these things are probably very similar to, like, things that people learn when they, like, move out of their parents' house.
Just we just did that at the same time.
Exactly, we did it at the same time. But I think it's even enhanced a little bit by the fact that we live far away from them. That it's still, like, not, you know, in the same city.
Language and all that
exactly.
Kind of
so yeah, I guess the independence would be, like, the biggest thing. And then, like you also mentioned already, like, spending time with yourself, which again I feel like I was pretty good at before. I even started going for walks, but, like, not as often. And I don't know why, but, like, back home, I feel like constantly you would still have something to do. Like, you didn't have to, like, come up with things so much. Maybe it's because you have your siblings there, your parents there. Like, at least in my house, there's something always happening constantly all the time, you know? So you can just, like, hang out with them, be there, or maybe the TV's on, something's playing and, like, you join to watch, or, you know? So I feel like maybe that's why you don't have to, like, come up with things. But last year, like, when I moved here and I didn't have any friends yet, I didn't know anything around here, you know? I just knew my apartment, the university, and the grocery store. And that was basically it. And then I would come home from the university. I was like, so what do I do, you know? But luckily, I kind of thought of this in advance. So I brought, like, what is it called? The crossword?
Yeah, crossword
puzzle. Yeah. And some, like, mandala to, like, picture in, and a ukulele. So I had some things that I could do.
You were smarter than I was. I didn't bring much.
and books and stuff. But I mean, still, like, you don't want to do this every day all the time.
No.
I was just watching series and movies.
It's so funny to me because everybody I've talked to, like the first semester, at least when they moved here, we just went on a lot of walks.
Oh, for me?
You didn't?
I don't remember.
I went on an insane amount of walks just to like leave, because the thing is also, maybe that's another thing. When I came here, like it was still like half online, half in person. Mm-hmm. So I would have days where literally I would not have to leave, not even to go to class. So then I'd be like, okay, come on. Like, do I need to go grocery shop? No. Do I have anything to do? No, but I need to leave at least once. Yeah. So I would just go on random walks.
I can't remember. I feel like I think I started going for walks a lot, like last semester, a ton. And then, like, last year, probably sometime too. I think I was more running last year. And this year, I've been, like, walking a lot. Whenever I say last year or this year, I mean, like, academic year.
Yeah.
That is a very important thing to mention. That's how my brain works currently. So, yeah, I mean, I really don't remember. I think I also was spending a lot of time by the pool because I think it was open until the end of September. So I would just like go out there, read the freaking crazy readings we had to do, and maybe read a book. So I think I was more doing that. Yeah. But you learn to like spend time by yourself and like enjoy the things and like plan out your time, what to do.
I think it gives you a lot of like self-confidence, like both of those things, like being able, like knowing you're more capable than you thought you were, and also being able to spend time by yourself. I can't speak. By yourself, because it just kind of gives you this confidence that whatever happens, you'll probably be fine and you'll figure it out and you'll make it work. So that's something that like I value a lot. Oh, another thing that it taught me is I think to like how to approach strangers, how to talk to strangers, how to like kind of become friends with strangers. Because the thing was, I lived in my hometown my entire life. Like, even when I was thrown into new situations, like I still always had like friends. Like, you know, I had friends from middle school maybe. And then I went to high school and I didn't go to high school with any one of my old friends. But I still had the security that I had those old friends. So even though I did then end up making new friends, like I didn't feel that pressure that I did here because I wasn't like by myself. Like I had friends, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think it was only here where I actually like learned, and still like it comes more naturally somehow when you're younger still.
That's true.
I don't know why, but I don't ever remember actively trying to make friends. Whereas here I was like, okay, now I think I have to actively try to make friends. And it is this like weird thing where you end up just kind of like having to ask strangers, be like, hey, you want to come get dinner? Or, you know, stuff like that. And that terrified the hell out of me. Or like even just being in situations where you don't really know anybody and like having to kind of socialize in those situations. And I think I've gotten a lot better at that.
I have one other point that I feel like is very connected to this, which is like learning how to like distinguish between the people you want to be friends with and the people you don't necessarily need around all the time, you know, because like you want to make new friends, but at the same time, like you don't meet that many people. Like it's slow, but at the same time, like then the chances of the person you meet for them to like become your really close friends is like not 100%, right? Because you know, like you don't relate to all people, you don't, you know, there are different types of people, and like you are friends with maybe certain types. I'm very bad at explaining this.
I was like, this explanation is fascinating. No, you'll get there.
But to just like be able to like say for yourself, okay, so this type of person, like they're nice, like it doesn't mean that they're a bad person, but I don't necessarily need to like spend time with them and have them as close friends. So like first step to like recognize that, because I mean you learn about yourself, and then because of that you know maybe what types of people you want to like talk to and be friends with. And like second step of that is like deal with that, because there are weird situations that will happen. And I think somebody even messaged us about that, and they were like asking, hey, like I have these people around me, but I realized I don't necessarily need to be friends with them. Like, what do I do now? Because like to come to that person and say, hi, like, I think you're nice, but I don't need to talk to you, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you need to figure out a way how to do this and how to navigate these situations, which is also very, like, eye-opening and kind of difficult in the beginning.
Yeah, because I think in the beginning, like, when you're in a new place, you'll just meet a bunch of people and you'll hang out with a bunch of people because you want to get to know those people. Yeah, it's like speed dating, basically.
Yeah.
You want to get to know those people, but then obviously you won't be best friends with all of the 35 people that you hung out with in the first semester.
I mean, I guess if there's a larger group of people, it's kind of easier because everybody will find probably somebody, and it's like a bigger group of people where you don't have to go to that person and say, oh, I don't want to talk to you. But if it's like very small group or even a one person, then you have to kind of
because in certain situations it happens kind of naturally.
Exactly.
Like I feel like in a class dynamic, you know, like in the beginning you were kind of interacting with different people, and then everybody found their groups kind of naturally. Yeah,
exactly.
Should I continue?
Sure.
Another thing, and I'm gonna be very bad at explaining this.
Okay, at least I'm not going to be the only one.
No. But I think we've talked about this, so maybe you can help me out. So it's the thing where, and I don't know how to say this without, like, coming off. I don't know. Like, here, I think I've met a lot of people who have, like, similar, like, aspirations or, like, dreams as me. Which is weird. They're similar, not the same. Okay. But, like, similar in the sense
I think I know where you're going to get to. Yes.
Okay.
I'm excited.
You look so excited. Like, similar in the sense of that they're maybe not, like, very common or, like, very... I have the word in German, but this is not something you say in English. 0815. They're not, like, the traditional, like, career paths or whatever. Maybe. And I think that's... Or, like, even being very, like, ambitious. And I think that's something that has helped me a lot because it kind of made me feel, like, more normal about, like, dreams that I have and that maybe they are possible and that it's okay to, like, talk about those dreams. And because often you get, like, shut down, you know? Or you get, like, oh, that's cute. Or, like, you know, oh, that's cute, but that's never going to happen. Like, that's a hobby. Or, like, stuff like that, you know? You get that a lot. And, like, being surrounded by people who have, like, similar aspirations and dreams and things they want to do in life has brought me, like, a lot of comfort and a lot of, like... and it's been super nice, like, talking to people about it. And I've always come out of those conversations being, like, okay, like, I can do this. And, like, it's good to have dreams, like... It's like, even if it doesn't happen, it's great to, like, talk about it and to want to follow them. And I think that's been amazing about being here.
That's true. Sometimes I forget about it, but it makes such a difference when you're around people who have, like, different aspirations or different goals.
Yeah, like, they're very different goals, but somehow on a similar scale, or I don't know. Or they just accept yours too, you know?
Yeah. But I mean, I wanted to say that, like, it's different with people who have different goals, but then if you're in a group where people have similar, like, I don't think I've ever met a person before who was so into, like, writing and literature and poetry, and then I met this friend last year, and all of a sudden, I think because of that, I was able to, like, move forward with it, because all of a sudden, like, you realize that, like you said, it's possible, but also that it's not normal, but, like, that other people have it too, and you're not alone, and it's not some, like, crazy thing in your head. And it's so nice to have these people around me. And I really want to say that I'm so grateful for a group because we are so supportive of each other. Like, we are the biggest how do you say it? Hyping per people, like, for each other.
Hype man?
I think something like that.
We don't speak English.
Like, we are the biggest hype men for each other. And it's so nice. Literally, like, I am not scared to say anything about what I would want to do or something, you know, like, for example, for us, like, with the podcast and Instagram, like, I'm never shy to mention anything to them because I know that they'll support us. Whereas, like, when I was starting out with my own podcast in Czech, like, back home, I mean, obviously my friends were, like, my close friends were, like,
nice.
I
don't want to bash, like, my friends from before, you know?
No, not at all. Not at all. It's just, like, still a little bit different. And I think it's just the difference is that, like, the people here, we're, like, actively, like supporting and even like being like, oh, so what about your podcast? Like, how are you doing stuff like that? Whereas back home, like I would be talking about it with my friends, but I still felt really like very shy because none of them have done anything like this. So we couldn't like relate, and they maybe wouldn't know how to like comfort me or like, you know, how to talk about it. So I'm not like shy or scared to talk about it. And again, like I said, I don't want to bash my friends. They weren't mean or anything. They were supportive. It's just like very different. And I'm so grateful that we have it here.
No, I agree. And it's like actively supported, as you said. Like they'll bring ideas or like next steps to do stuff. And that means a lot.
Yeah. And then I have one other thing. And that is, and it does sound a little bit cliche, but like getting to know yourself. Because since you do spend a lot of time with yourself and you have to take care of yourself, and you think a lot, like I think I've gotten to know to know myself better and to like be able to grow. You know, and like I said, I feel like it's very cliche to say like I grew so much as a person, but I really do feel like it. I feel like I am way somewhere else, like way forward than I was like 2 years ago before I started studying here. And I think that's like such a nice thing. You know, I feel like I know a lot more things about myself that I like what I like to do, how I like to spend my time, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that's magical.
That's true. That's true. I don't know how well I know myself, but I feel like it definitely grew. Like definitely more than, I feel like there's still a way to go, but I feel like definitely more than before I came here. Yeah. But still working on it. Oh, another thing. This is very like basic practical, but I was thinking about this is like how to navigate life in a foreign language, which I feel like it's in like the details of like, oh, I'm going to like this place and they might not understand what I mean. So like I'll look up a picture beforehand, you know, like,
oh, true.
It's the smallest things. It's not just like trying, like not just navigating life as in, oh, the stress of navigating life, but it's just like coming up with these little like ways to like make people understand you, even when you maybe don't know the exact terminology, or when you're going to the pharmacy and you know that they don't have the medicine that you want because it's from your home country, but maybe they'll have something similar, so let's try to give them a list of the ingredients, you know, like it's just like minor things like this that I feel like you learn how to like cope with the longer
true. The other day when I went to the doctor, because I don't know, I mean, it happened to the both of us, we thought we have the medication we need here and we didn't. It just disappeared. I don't know why. But I went to the doctor to get the medication and I was like, oh, so I'm gonna need this word, so I had to like Google it before. So just so I know what to say. I mean, usually
I brought like the old packaging so I can show them the old packaging.
Yeah, I mean, usually when I go there, I forget anyways. But sometimes I even like write it out on a Post-it and then I have it just in case I need it. You know?
And it's those like small things that you kind of learn to do to make life a little more easier. Yeah.
I think we should talk about...
Oh, I have something else too.
Okay. I think we should talk about food in general. In the sense, I think we really improved our cooking skills.
That's true.
You know what? Maybe we should do an updated cooking episode, because we've done 2 last year.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, we could do that.
And I think, I mean, I don't know if it's necessarily common, because there is the whole like idea about how students feed themselves.
The cliche, yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I do definitely repeat a lot of foods. It's just
I do eat a lot of pasta, but with different sauces, which is important.
Yeah, but I'm trying to like be creative, so I don't eat the same thing every day. On a budget? Exactly, on a budget. I mean, that's another skill, to be able to work with a budget.
True.
Because like I said, it's the first time that I'm living like on my own outside of my parents' house.
During an inflation.
Oh, yes. A very bad one.
We struggle.
So, yeah, you also manage to like navigate how to work with your budget, with the money, and then the food. Yeah. What was your thing? You forgot?
Oh, no. Wait, here we go. Like, as you were finishing off your sentence, I was like, oh no, she's going to ask me what my thing is. And I forgot. My thing is how to stay in contact with people from a distance and how to support people from a distance. Because I feel like this is very overwhelming, especially at the beginning. And I feel like I have gotten better at it, and it stresses me out a lot less. Like in the beginning, I was like, oh no, I have to message this person. I have to message this. Like, oh, I haven't talked to this person in forever. And I feel like I've gotten into like a good rhythm of things. Because it is challenging. Like, you want to stay in contact, but you can't, like, I feel like it's impossible for you to like keep them up to date on your life as much as you did when you were still living there. You know, it's just not going to be that way. But to kind of still more or less know what's going on in each other's lives, and also like how to support them when they are going through hard times, like from a distance, like how to do that. I feel like it's not perfect, but I feel like I've gotten a lot better at that.
Yeah, I feel like I've been thinking about that lately, and I think I need to work on it, because sometimes I get so wrapped up in my own problems here. And then we did talk, I think we talked about this on some episode where
we did a whole episode on it. True.
Where I feel like I am the one having problems because I'm here and everybody stayed home, and being home is the best thing, right?
Oh, yeah. Have no problems there.
Yeah, so then I kind of forget about that there's the whole world back home. So I really want to like do better and like still offer like my support to my friends and my family back home. So I think I need to work on it a little bit.
Yeah, but I mean, there's better phases and there's worse phases. You know, sometimes life just gets really overwhelming here.
Like I try to, like when I'm home, I try to really like be there for them, like because I'm there like physically. So I think I'm trying to like make up for the time when I'm gone. And I had another thing as well. Oh, I've learned to appreciate things that I have at like a specific moment. Like for example, you know, when I go home over Christmas or when I go home over the summer, I really try to, I prepare a list. I started already writing stuff down for summer. I was like, you know, I'm not gonna do it this time. And then I did, because
a
like
list
things were popping
always
up.
Good.
Yeah, so I think from last year, the difference is that now I'm not like, oh, I wish I could be at home doing this. But I think I still need to work on like appreciating that I'm here and the things here. Because as weird as it sounds, I take it for granted for like being here, because I'm like, oh, it's so hard, blah, blah, blah. And I know I have to finish the university. So I really want to try to get better at like being here and enjoying it here and appreciating it, which I think we are like slowly getting there, because we're finally like content and like okay with being here. But then I'm, you know, like so excited to go home and like see my family and do all the things in summer, because as hard as it is to like be away from your family and friends, the moment you go home and you see them again, it's like so special. And it makes it like so much more exciting. And I think then I really try to like have more quality time with them, whereas like before it was just like, yeah, they're there. So like, you know, you don't think about it that much. Yeah. So I think that really studying abroad really teaches you like appreciate things that you don't have all the time.
For sure.
Okay. So these were our, I don't know the words today.
Our newfound
discoverings.
Knowledge. Sure.
Yeah. And yeah, I was going to say, well, we can say it here, right?
Yeah.
If you have any, or like in general, if we talk about some topic and you have anything to share, whenever we post the weekly photo dump, where we announce that the new episode is out, you can comment, under whatever post, but you can comment under these specifically and tell us your stories, your findings.
What you learn.
Exactly.
Yeah, we'd love to hear
whatever
about
you
it.
want. Book Club. Do you want to start?
Sure. I mean, the book.
How many times has it been? This is like the 5th time, no?
The judgment.
No, I mean, you do what you want.
No, the sad part is it's a really short book. Like, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
But I'm almost there. Like, 10 more pages and we're there.
And you have been doing really well this week because we've been also reading before paddle.
Yeah, we also read that.
So
I'm getting there. Still reading it. I like it. Oh, I should give context.
Context, true.
It's the Before the Coffee Gets Cold, the yellow one, which is the second one. Mm-hmm. And I read the first one, loved it. This one, I'm liking it. Not loving it. I'm liking it. But yeah, I'm almost done with that. Mm-hmm. What about you?
I just realized that I wrote all of the notes for today and I forgot to write down what the name of the book is because I started reading a new book and it's so exciting. It's from Cecilia Ayern. I hope I pronounce it right. So I remember the author, but what is the name of it? It's right there. I can't even show in the video. So it's this beautiful pink book for people who are watching a video. And it's called The Time of My Life, as I said, from Cecilia Ayern. And so far, I'm really intrigued because the book is about a woman who's living a life, I don't want to say in a boring way, but kind of, she's doing the same every day. I think she had a boyfriend and he broke up with her, which was hard for her. And ever since then, she's been, she was fired from her previous job. And then, since then, she just, does things up to the level that she has to. Mm-hmm. And then she just doesn't, care from then on.
Surviving.
Yeah, exactly. And so, she meets, I don't really understand the concept of this, but she meets a person who is basically her life, the mirror of her life. And that guy is just trying to help her get out of this dull life, I guess. And it's very interesting. Like I said, I don't know how to grasp that concept yet, but so far it's very interesting. It's not, it's pretty fast paced, or I'm able to read it fast, which is what I needed after that last book. Right. And I'm in a third of the book, but I'm really intrigued and I want to know where this goes. So yeah, I'm excited.
Sounds fun.
And we finished watching You.
We did.
The series, and it was absolutely mind-blowing.
It was amazing. I have to say, I don't know, because I think at the end of the third one, I was okay, how much longer? Do they really have to do another, what's it called? Season? Are we just gonna watch the same thing being repeated over and over again? But we were not. This season was insane because there were so many plot twists and they completely, I believed, every single piece of information they put in front of me, I believed it completely. Then there was a plot twist. I was completely, taken aback. It was so well done, in my opinion.
I 100% agree. I was like you said, it's the 4th season. I was what can they do? I wasn't, I knew it's going to be good because the first 3 seasons were really good. The actors are really good. So I wasn't worried, but I didn't think about it too much. But it is the 4th season and they were still able to get us so good. Like we said yesterday, I think my sister probably knew.
Some people would have figured it out, but not us.
But we were just watching, we're oh, how nice. And then the end, the last couple of episodes, we were what the hell? I was truly mind blown.
Yeah, me too.
So it's really good. Go watch it, please.
If you haven't seen it.
Because it's really great.
Yeah.
If you think about the series that come out these days and the quality of them, this is top notch in my opinion.
All of it, the acting, the writing, the everything.
Exactly. So that was amazing.
Yeah. We also continued watching Daisy Jones and the Six.
True.
But again, we'll talk about all of that in another episode.
Yeah,
Mixed feelings.
Yeah, true. Because next week there's gonna be the last 2 episodes.
Yeah.
So after that, technically we could even do it because, well, if we watch on Friday, then we can record the episode about that the Sunday. So you could have it in 3 weeks.
Yeah, I think so.
Or two. If we record it next weekend.
Oh yeah, in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks. So hopefully we'll do that. We'll see if we'll be able to watch the episode. What happened to you? No, because you said ouch.
That was
no,
so harsh.
no, because you were doing something with your finger, and you before that you were like
a thing here,
ow.
and like it got caught.
Are you okay?
But it's like too short to like rip off. I'm okay. It just really hurts. But I think I have to put like a Band-Aid over it.
Okay. So I hate those.
Me too.
Okay.
Me too.
So that was that.
What happened to you?
No, I genuinely wanted to know. I care, you know?
No, I appreciate it.
Right.
I was just surprised. Yes, and now for the most important part.
Song
Of the week.
Yay! Okay, go for it.
God. Okay, so mine is very exciting, as all of you hopefully know.
No, is it gonna be? Yes, continue.
The Miley Cyrus album came out.
Oh, okay. I thought it was gonna be Taylor Swift because she got 3-4 new songs. You said.
Yeah, but I'm confused about that.
Okay.
I didn't find them on Spotify.
Oh.
I'm confused. I probably didn't read like the details.
Oh,
because
okay,
I never read stuff. But no. But Miley Cyrus's album came out last Friday, I believe. Masterpiece,
Okay.
in my opinion.
Okay.
No, I really, really love pretty much every single song on it. And it's like, it's weird because in a sense, I've also seen people talk about this on TikTok. Like, it's something completely different to what she's done before. Like, it's new in the, like, the way it's written, the style and everything. But in a sense, it's super, like, nostalgic because it kind of reminds you of her older stuff, too. Mm-hmm. So it's, like, this weird contrast. And my song of the week would be, I have a couple that I love, of course, but I'm going to focus on one, which is Jaded, which is the first one, which I am obsessed with.
Okay, I need to listen to that album
You
fully
do.
because I don't think I have yet.
No, it's really good.
My song of the week, I actually wrote down 2 and I need to pick one. But I am going to go with, this is really hard. Okay, I will say the song and then I'll do an honorable mention.
Okay, but then I also want to do an honorable mention.
Okay, I mean, you take the whole album, you know? I have 2 songs.
True.
Because we have a new thing that we want to do with the songs of the week, which we're going to explain afterwards. But it's really important that we choose one specific song. Okay. So I'm going to go with a song called All My Friends from Molly Hammer. And I discovered the song, again, very randomly. I think I was just like playing some songs and Spotify like automatically gave me this song, which I really appreciate. Yeah. And I'm obsessed with that song. Honestly, the last couple of days, I've been listening to like the same 5 or 6 songs, like the newest ones I have saved. But I mean, then I will remember it with the March month, you know, and then when I listen to that playlist, it would be great. And my honorable mention is I'm Not a Cynic from Alex Benjamin. I've been also obsessed with that song because I thought I know all of his songs, but this one...
I know. I was going to say, I thought I know all
and
his
it's not
songs.
new.
I don't think I know this song.
It's like from an album that he published some time ago. So not even the newest one. So I don't know. I didn't know that song. So I wanted to honorably mention it.
Okay.
You can do the song too. Yeah,
mention?
Of course.
Okay, it's called 1,000 Miles.
Yes.
And it's on Miley Cyrus's album.
Okay.
And it's with Brandy Carlisle.
Okay. I don't know
who that is. Pretty great. Oh, wow.
Who is that?
She's a singer.
Okay.
Like musician singer.
Okay.
I'm sure you know some of her songs probably like from hearing them. Okay. But amazing. Love the harmonies. Love it all.
Okay, now let's explain the new thing that we came up with. I am really excited because you said that you want to post the songs of the week
on our Instagram story.
Yes. And I was like, okay, let's make this a kind of a game and let's
make it a competition, is what she said.
No. I mean, at first I just wanted to include the listeners. And then I was like, I got another idea. So we will post. It's going to be, we haven't agreed on a name yet, but it's going to be every Monday. After we publish the episode on Sunday, every Monday we will post one song of the week of each of us, and you will be able to vote which one you think is better. Mm-hmm. And then that's another part that we haven't figured out yet, is when on the next podcast episode, either the winner or the loser will do something.
I feel like it makes sense for it to be the loser.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so at least we agree on that. And then we have to figure out what they're going to do. It might be something with singing, with creating a song. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll figure it out. But we wanted to make you a part of it as well. Again, you can message us your songs of the week.
We'd love to know.
We always appreciate new music.
Yeah.
We always need new songs. So you can let us know. And was there another thing we wanted to say?
Yeah.
Oh, the questions on Spotify. There's a feature on Spotify where when we publish a new episode, you can see like a question on top, like at the top of the screen or like in the middle of the screen, where you can answer a question. And from time to time, we will post a question
related to the episode.
Exactly. We'll try to do it every week, but we'll see if it makes sense or something.
We can come up with something every week.
Yes. And then again, you can answer the question and maybe we will quickly mention it in the following episode. So we just really want you to contribute and be part of this and communicate with us, because we just love doing that.
Yeah, we want it to be more interactive, basically.
Yes. So thank you for listening.
Yes, and see you next week.
Yes. Bye.
Bye. Thank you for listening. We hope you enjoyed this episode.
If you want to get in touch, you can find all of our information in the description below.